everyone, it's Henrietta and Heather, and welcome to a Millennial podcast where we dive deep into the life of our 30s.
We'll discuss our struggles, dreams, relationships, icks, and anything millennials can relate to. Sit back, relax, and let's head on this journey together. We are 30s Unfiltered. We all love a little attention, right? But sometimes the time, the place, and the entire situation makes no sense.
Today, we're talking about the absolute weirdest places that we've been hit on. So, Heather,
Yep.
you want to start?
I'll start. I mean, it just happened, yesterday. I was walking the dogs and this guy, he stops in his truck and he's like, hey, come here, come here. And I'm like,
No.
no, I'm not interested. And then he like drives away.
Stranger.
It's just I like all the time, even when I'm in my car, just driving, minding my own business, I'll like turn to look and then like a guy like rolls his window down. He's like, I'm just like pretending like I don't see him.
But, oh yeah, I've done that too. But, like, they didn't say anything though? Like, you mean that they've just, like, said hi? No, I mean, like, full on.
No, they're like, hey,
But, like, did you talk to them?
no. Well, there are some times that I'm like, just like, yeah. And they're like, oh, you're so beautiful. Can I get your number? Blah, blah. And I'm just like, sorry, I'm married.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of that, like one of my friends many years ago, she actually gave away her number through like, on while she was in her car on the freeway. On the freeway.
Yeah.
And it wasn't
Mhm.
it wasn't standstill traffic. It was like dry and I was like, dude, you are fucking crazy. Um, this is not that long ago, but so remember my dear Nikki, my car? Her name
Mhm.
is I bitch, but I'd love
Yeah.
to, but love to hate her. So she had a lot of oil issues. Like she was burning oil. Like I mean,
Yeah.
I'm drinking my coffee
I
almost.
remember.
So it was one of those days where I had to go buy more oil to refill, and I ended up going to AutoZone and I was meeting my parents because they were visiting. So I was like kind of rushing, and I go in and I asked where it was, and I like needed a valve because I didn't have that. There was nobody in the store when I came in, and like, so like he was like taking his time talking to me, like explaining blah blah blah, and then he's like, yeah, let me like help you like do it, and I was like, sure. And while this happened, he was just like, oh my god, like you're so beautiful, like oh my god, like your eyes, like he was just like literally like feeding me all these compliments, being like, "Oh my god, like I literally like can't with you." And I was just like, "Okay," but I'm like kind of like being like, "Oh, thank you," like until I was done like with him helping me.
Give me that free oil, sir.
Right. I was like, "Nice." But then like customers started coming in, and so he couldn't like talk to me because he had to help them, and I was like, "Whew, thank God." And then I was like, "Thank you," while he was like cashing them out, and I was like, "Bye, thank you," and I could just see him like, "No, don't go."
I lost
And I was
my
like, "Ooh,"
chance.
because he like didn't. Luckily, like he didn't even have time to ask for my number or
Hmm.
name or anything. So I was like, "Bye,
Yeah.
peace."
I think for me, I think my most awkward ones are when I'm at my patient's house and they're like kids hit on me.
Oh no.
And I'm just like, oh God, most recent one. I was talking to my patient to schedule, and the son is in the background saying, is that Heather? Is that the nurse with the thick thighs? Let me talk to her. And I was just like, oh, hell no. So last week, like, he'll make comments like that, and I'm just like, oh, God. Last week, he's like, let me talk to Heather. Like, I want to plan a trip to the Philippines. Like, I want to tell her, let's go. Like,
How old is
uh,
he? Like ish.
he's older. He's older,
Yeah.
like 50 or something, but
Oh my God.
still like no.
No.
No. And I think I am not communicating or drawing the line anywhere. I'm just kind of just letting it be and ignoring it.
Yeah.
But if I put my foot, obviously if I put my foot down and say
Right.
like no, please don't, like this is inappropriate.
Yeah.
Um
I
I
mean,
just
a lot of guys, and I hate this. A lot of guys think that if you smile and say hi, like you like them.
mhm.
another thing, like I've been hit on at Runyon so many times. And because I usually go there by myself because I used to live like right next to it, right? And in literally two or three instances, they have like followed me. And I'm like, if they keep following me like now, because like it was after the whole like exiting the park, they're gonna know where I fucking live. And so I
I
had to
know.
like somehow try to like, I don't know, pretend I was going somewhere else or whatever. Yeah, there's literally, and there was one another like, I have so many young kids hitting up, like they're like probably like in their early like 21, 22 years old, and I'm just
I mean, who doesn't love a blonde blue eye?
mm,
Come on.
mm. I mean, I'll take it as a compliment that I look young, but I'm just like, dude. I mean, like I've had someone ask me for my Snapchat. I'm like, I don't use Snapchat, you Gen Z. Like I don't. But yeah, I mean, there were actually two instances that were really creepy. I called Nicole one time and I was like, can you just be on FaceTime and like look behind me to see if he's like actually coming up behind me? Like I did that at least like once or twice I've done where I'm like, because you know how they'll like talk to you when you enter and then there are three different trails to take, but two of them will like meet in the middle. And so that happened a couple times where I'm like, fuck, like he's going that way, I'm going this way. We're gonna meet at some point. And then yeah, it was one guy who like followed me for at
You need
least
to give more, you need to serve more bitch face. Like, don't fuck with me. Don't come near me. I will cut you.
I have I've done that too. I mean, I just think that men need to learn that if we say
Boundaries.
hi and if we smile, it doesn't mean that we're interested. It just means that we're like nice fucking people.
Well, maybe, like, listen, the smile is an opening. It's an opening for them to come and try to shoot their shot.
Not always.
Right.
Not
But
always.
still, if I look at it from a single man's perspective and it's like, if like I'm gonna approach a woman and she's smiling at me, I'm gonna be less scared to approach her than like somebody that's looks angry, you know?
Right, but I mean, like, well, in this case, for example, like when they came up to me, started talking to me, and like give me a compliment that I'm like, thank you, just like smiling, like very genetic, but just saying like, thank you, smiling, and like that's it. That's not an opening. If I'm like looking at someone from across the room and I'm smiling at him, yes, that's a different type of opening. You know what I mean? Like before them even approaching, but like, what am I gonna do? Like, thanks.
I
Like,
think it's all about the approach.
yeah,
It's all about the approach, and I think they need to learn manners and ask people politely
yeah,
and say, "Are you single? Would you be interested in going out with me?" I think
yeah,
that's literally all it is.
I agree.
That's what's missing.
Yeah. Stop with the aggression.
Don't be desperate.
Oh my, don't be
Desperado.
this. No, don't. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, it has happened way more times in LA or in New York than it ever has here. In Nora, people are at least like from I also it's been a while since I've like been going out, but I don't think I've ever been hit on like on the street in Norway,
Yeah,
like ever.
right.
Whereas
They're
I
more
mean like,
polite.
huh?
They're more polite.
No, they just like only
Oh
hit
no,
on you at a bar when they're intoxicated. In
that's
my,
fucking
at least
hilarious.
in my experience, because unless they have alcohol in their system, like a lot of them are just too scared to say anything.
Right.
Again, in my experience, like nobody come at me for this, but that's what I've experienced.
All right. Some people have no sense of time and place, but hey, A plus for effort, right? Now we want to hear from you. DM us or comment with the weirdest place you've ever been hit on, and maybe we'll share it in a future episode.
Yeah, and until then, maybe keep your best pickup lines away from the waiting room at the DMV, for example.
Bye.
All right, see you next week. Hey, thanks for listening. We hope you got some takeaways from today's episode.
You can also follow us on Instagram and YouTube at 30s Unfiltered or email us at 30sunfiltered@gmail.com.
Please leave us a like, comment, and subscribe to our channels. See you next time.